channel. Welcome to yet another video. It's January, my favorite part of the month, my favorite part of the year, and I know most people do not like January because have to go back to work. And December is over, the month that actually everyone is obsessed with. December is over. But for me, I really love January because not only because it's my birthday month, but also because it brings some freshness, some newness. Like there is some newness that comes with January. Even if you don't actually want to do, like for Christians, the Daniel fast and whatnot, but there's just fresh ideas and newness that gets poured into January that I absolutely love. And I actually noticed that this year because my mindset, I think I did a lot. I did quite a lot in 2025, and for the first time this year, I was just like, when the year began, I was like, I just want to rest. I just want to rest because I did so much in 2025, and I actually recorded a video of my 2025 year recap, but I couldn't post it because when I was trying to edit it, a lot was going on. So I might post it, might not. I don't know. I'm not making any promises. If I don't post it, I'll make another reset, perhaps end of Jan. Today's video, let's get into today's video. So it is my birthday month, as you know, and I just wanted to release. I'm turning 30. Can you believe it? I remember the video that I posted on my birthday week last year was, I said I'm almost 20. I'm almost 30. So I was turning 29 and I said I'm almost 30. I've been waiting to be 30, guys. Please, it's a big girl age. It's such a big girl age, and I know most women don't like growing older, but I actually do. I don't know, it's because I actually look young, so I don't look 30, and it makes me so excited to actually say my age. Say, listen, I'm a 30-year-old, okay? So I just wanted to share with you 30 things that I did in my 20s leading up to my 30s that I feel like were life hacks or tips that I've learned over the years. And just looking back at my life, and I'm like, I'm happy that I'm 30. Perhaps you wasted your 20s, you messed up your 20s, you didn't know what you were doing in your 20s. Most of us don't. Most of us don't, but I feel like these are a few life hacks and life lessons that I learned during my 20s that actually made it a bit smoother. Not entirely. I wish there's some things I look back at and I'm like, child, you didn't have to go and do that. You do have to go and do that, but I did it anyway, and I'm grateful for those years. And we're going to make it a 3-part series. So I'm going to release 10 today, and then we'll have 10 the following week, and then the next week we'll have another 10. Lesson number 1 is actually what is going to hold the rest of the 10 that I'm going to speak about in today's video, right? So lesson number 1 is, it will always be, even with the other 2 videos, so it's going to be 3 parts. Even with the other 2 videos, it's actually going to be like a theme, right? So lesson number 1 is live alone. Live alone, child. Whether you are living alone during your varsity years or you are living alone, perhaps you get to actually move out of your parents' home and go and rent out a space, or if you are, listen, I'm from South Africa and I'm from the hood, and like you get to have outside rooms. Rich kids will call it a cottage. Listen, you, so long as you get to have a space that is your own outside of your mother's house, your father's house, whatever, even if it's just an outside room in the same yard, an outside room, it's fine. Lesson number 1 is get to live alone in your 20s. Prioritize living alone in your 20s. Number 2, learn how to cook. Because for some reason, when I was living with my siblings, I couldn't cook. I could not cook. I lived with my siblings right up till I was 23, and I couldn't cook. I would cook, yes, I would cook, but I couldn't cook well. That's the thing, right? So living alone, learn how to cook, because that actually does save money. Like this, Uber Eats life is not going to sustain you for long. Probably, maybe it's because I moved to live alone right after lockdown. So it was very close after lockdown. So there was my mindset was not about ordering online food, Uber Eats, and no, my mindset was not even about um, eating out or partying and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe I'm different because of course Holy Spirit will calm you down. Okay. Lesson number 3: develop a strong spiritual life. Develop a strong spiritual life. When you live alone, you actually get to develop a strong spiritual life because you can pray at a time that God wakes you up to pray. Right? You don't have to worry about making noise for people. You don't have to worry about, okay, if I'm fasting, I have to explain to my parents or my siblings that I'm not going to be eating for 3 days. I feel like living alone actually gives you that freedom to develop an actually spiritual life, a strong spiritual life. So I highly recommend living alone. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop saying living alone because we understand that the anchor topic for this segment is living alone. So okay, develop a spiritual life, right? Develop a spiritual life and read your Bible. Create a whole routine that goes to lesson number 4, right? Create a whole a routine that is actually going to allow you to factor in your spiritual life, that is going to allow you to factor in cooking, that is going to allow you so many things. Develop a routine. What time do you sleep? That actually goes into our lesson number 5. Sleep actually does matter. And if you start early in your 20s to cultivate a sleeping routine, it's actually much, much better than trying to do that when you are older. Because when you're older, obviously, you have more problems and they will keep you up at night for whatever reason. But develop a sleeping routine. It's actually very much important. Drink your water and sleep. And even if you have to take like the teas, your chamomile tea, do whatever it takes to develop a sleeping routine. Lesson number 6. Lesson number 6 is clean after yourself. Learn how to clean after yourself. When you have your own space, as I said, it doesn't matter if it's an outside cottage, if it is an outside room, it doesn't matter what it is. But when you have your own space and you live alone and you leave a dish here, you will know that when you come back, you'll find it there. No one is coming for you. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to clean after you. So you're going to learn how to clean after yourself. So take care of yourself hygienically as a female and as a male. This is actually both ways. Take care of yourself, clean after yourself, clean your own body. Learn how to clean your own body, clean your space, and just be a person that is easier to live with, right? Because a lot of people, they don't see these things until they actually live alone. If you've always lived with someone your whole life, like perhaps um, you lived with your family, your siblings, your uncles and your aunties, whatever it may be, and then you transition from that into getting married, you'll never see that actually I'm a messy person. And then you find yourself in marriage having quarrels about who's going to be washing the dishes. Child, if you've lived alone, you understand that it's not a big deal to really just get up and do the dishes, right? And you'll never quarrel about chores because you've lived alone and you understand that, listen, if I don't do this, who will? Like you get that into your system to get things done for yourself, other than when you're always with people. So learn how to, it literally just it taught me how to clean after myself. I was not much of a messy person, but like tidying up my wardrobe. You can't leave your wardrobe a mess. Your mom is not going to come and tidy it up for you. No one is going to come and clean and fold your laundry for you. No one is going to come and iron the laundry for you. So actually just living alone, it teaches you that. So you learn how to actually clean after yourself. And then learn how to cultivate a peaceful space. Learn how to cultivate a peaceful space in your 20s, because this is not just good in it it creates that welcoming feeling. Even when a friend comes over to visit you, it creates if I come over to visit you and you and your place are in chaos, uh, it also just creates chaos for you in your own mind. Like when you are in a space that you don't like. If you're in a space that you don't like, you come home every day and you hate your curtains. Child, you're not going to be happy being there. You actually want to be at a restaurant every other day because why? You don't like your curtains, you don't like your space. But if you actually create a space, a safe haven for you, when you are in that space, it doesn't matter what time it is. When you are in that space and you come back from school, from work, whatever, this is your 20s. Remember, it's from, let's say, from when you're 21, because some people actually start living alone when they're in varsity or after varsity. Say from 21 to 29, right? Definitely learn to cultivate a beautiful space, a space that you can come home to and be happy to be there, a space where you don't mind to Netflix and chill alone, because a lot of people, they want to Netflix and chill at other people's places because they actually hate their own space. So you end up creating other relationships as a crutch because you can't be in your own space. No, child, cultivate a beautiful space for yourself in your 20s. Lesson number, I lost count, I think I'm at lesson number 7 or 8. Stockpile. Stockpile, that means that always have a good supply of the things that you need. Learn how to stockpile. Whether it's the things that are perishable, like your canned food, um, your cleaning supplies, your toiletries. Learn how to stockpile in your 20s, because what that will actually do for you, it will also save you money. It will also save you money in your 20s if you are stockpiling. Basically, you learn how to run a household before you are even getting married. This is for both male and female. I'm not just talking for girls over here. I'm talking for males and females as well. Because if you are a person that misuses money and doesn't know how to run a household, you don't learn how to run a household in your 20s. By the time you get married, by the time you're married, sis, you need to be able to run a home. But have a system to stockpile. You know that when it comes to dishwashing liquid, I use um, one full bottle of dishwashing liquid in 1 month. Then I know that if I'm living with a person, hey, people people can waste, guys, or people can, yeah, it can either be a waster or the opposite, yeah. But if I already know that when I'm doing dishes, I've been living alone, so I use one bottle, also because the dishes are not that much. Now I'm going to be using maybe one and a half in a month. These are just examples that I'm trying to make. So have a mental note or start writing down. I'm actually writing these things down. I write down that, okay, this is how much dishwashing liquid I use in a month. That means that if I'm going to be buying and there's a sale, then we're going to need maybe 2 times or 3 times this amount. Stockpile, guys. It is absolutely going to help you when it comes to the budgeting and running a household that actually has kids and a husband, right? Okay, so lesson number 9, learn how to drive. Oh, child. Listen, I know we believe in the Uber system, that you can Uber back and forth. It's fine. But actually get a driver's license and learn how to drive early in your 20s. Learn how to drive. There are jobs that will actually require you to have a driver's license, and there are opportunities that will require you to have a driver's license, and you could easily miss them because you just never thought. You were Ubering up and down. You just never thought that you would have to actually drive yourself. There's jobs that actually need driver's license. So, child, get your driver's license early in your 20s. Okay, even if you don't plan on buying a car anytime soon, just get a driver's license. And at the time that it is needed, you can just go for refresher lessons and then just learn how to drive all over again and Bob's your uncle. But learn how to drive early. And then last but not least, consume content that you can actually teach, that can actually become a legacy. It doesn't have to be Listen, I consume financial content a lot, and I consume spiritual content also. And that is just things that I learn and principles that I learn that will take that have been carrying me through my 20s. I bought my first property when I was 24. That is a story for another day. And that is because I was busy consuming the financial bunnies content. I was busy consuming the financial bunnies content and learning about finances, learning about investing. Again, that is not a segment for this part, but basically now I have value to teach and give to someone else because why? I've been consuming that content. So don't be sitting and just Netflixing the whole time because you live alone. You've got the freedom to do whatever you want to do. Child, read a book, listen to YouTube channels, do things that will actually be an investment to yourself in your 30s. I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching this one. This was part 1. See you on part 2 and part 3, and then we wrap it up until I turn 30. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.